her 9-year-old called 911, but she couldn't tell him where she was. And she saw her mother get shot. And she saw her mother slump over.
On August 5th, 2023, 34-year-old Nia Booker was shot inside of a vehicle in front of her kids. She was 9 months pregnant at the time.
Shooting, leaving a pregnant 34-year-old mother dead, while medics are fighting to keep the baby alive.
At 6 p.m. on Saturday, Cincinnati police responded to reports of shots fired at the intersection of Rockdale and Harvey Avenues in the city's Avondale neighborhood. Once on the scene, police found a pregnant 34-year-old mother, Nia Booker, on the passenger side of the car, suffering from gunshot wounds, and was rushed to UC Medical Center, where she died. Her 3 children in the car were not hurt. Darlene Booker Powell is Nia's mother and says her daughter was headed to the world's largest garage sale with a family friend who was driving her and her children when a gunman pulled up and fired several shots into the passenger side. And a witness on the scene shared a picture of the car Booker was in at the time of the shooting.
There's not a concern for life. There used to be a code about this kind of thing where, people are protected in it. Now there's nothing. It's senseless.
Her family says she was a single mother who for the past 16 years worked as a nurse's aide and was never involved in gang activity. Her mother Darlene and cousin Ryan says nobody in their family is involved in the street life, and both believe she was not the intended target in Saturday night shooting. But Ryan says his cousin's unthinkable murder serves as a wake-up call.
Something like this could happen to anybody. And it's not just the responsibility of one particular community to fix this. It's all of our problem. Because if you go out thinking that this couldn't happen to my family, that's for somebody else, it's not true. That's not a call I was expecting to get on Saturday.
Darlene says for the past 72 hours, she's been filled with mixed emotions and prays that the gunman turns himself in or is arrested.
You took my only baby. And I'll be at the court. I'll be everywhere I need to be. If I'm not there, one of my support systems will be there, because I'll be raising 5 kids.
Nia's newborn baby girl has been in ICU since the incident. According to her family, the baby is doing great and is off the ventilator.
And one of 2 people arrested this morning after a police chase is facing a murder charge tonight. Cincinnati police say 22-year-old McQuan Barfield and a woman led officers on a chase this morning up and down the Norwood Lateral. Barfield took the Paddock Road exit and crashed into 3 cars near Franklin Avenue. Officers arrested him and that woman.
And tonight, McQuan Barfield is charged with the murder of 34-year-old Nia Booker. She was killed Saturday evening at Rockdale and Harvey as she was sitting in the passenger seat of a car.
Barfield is pleading not guilty to his charges, which include murder, assault, reckless driving, and failure to comply. That's because police say Barfield led them on a chase last week that ended in a crash and ended in him being arrested.
22-year-old McQuan Barfield has been indicted on 12 charges. The charges include 1 count aggravated murder, 1 count murder, 5 counts of felonious assault, 1 count of discharge of a firearm on or near prohibited premises. He has pled not guilty.
Mourn her death and call for an end to gun violence, saying that the death of an innocent pregnant woman should be a wake-up call for everyone. Before the balloons were released towards the heavens to join Nia Booker, there was a lot of prayer.
In Jesus' name.
Hugs shared and tears shed for the mother of 5 taken too soon.
That laugh, I'm gonna miss that laugh. That laugh could make the wild shake, like that laugh.
You never ever expect that it's gonna be your family, your niece, my Nia Pia. That's what I called her, Nia Pia. And it's unreal.
Below the shared grief, another emotion boiled below the surface.
How did we get here?
Anger.
Begging God for understanding, because this is a heavy lift. What are we supposed to get from this?
Too many shell casings on the ground. Too much innocent blood spilled.
One life committed to the grave, the other now the system slave. The community loses again.
Nia's aunt Dawn Crooks says the violence must come to an end, and those who perpetrate it must be brought to justice, because Nia didn't deserve this.
Most of us are not happy about what's happening in our community. Do not let that be the narrative. We don't sit back and idly shrug our shoulders. We don't. We just don't know where to start.
His family says their focus for now will be on caring for the 5 kids, including the girl Nia gave birth to after she was shot.
We get to see her every day in their faces, so we look for the light in the darkness.
They say Booker also has children ages 15, 10, 8, and 6.
We're just making sure they always know their mom. They always know how much their mom loved them and cared about them and always wanted the best for them.
Crooks says that the little girl the doctors were able to save is still in the hospital but is doing better. She says that they continue to pray, and we have a link to the GoFundMe account for the kids over on our website, WCPO.com.
Let's all keep Nia's kids and family and friends in our prayers. Justice shall be served for Nia.